The Lagos State Sector Commandant of the Federal Road Safety Corps, Mr. Olusegun Ogunbemide, has sent a strict warning to road users in Lagos State, urging that Lagosians should strictly adhere to traffic rules and regulations. In an interview with Flip TV reporter Mr. Kaude Shokbekan, he said that the festive periods are very challenging for them owing to the fact that there's an increase in the recklessness of Lagos drivers during this period. He, however, spoke on the preparedness of the Lagos State Command of the Road Safety Corps and the modalities that have been put in place to curb further occurrence. He also mapped out the reasons why the activity of the agency revolves around the festive period. Moreover, he stressed that road users need to be cautious as there has been speculations that the roads are not safe anymore due to the security situation of the country.
So, sir, we just want to know what measures have been put in place by the Federal Safety Lagos Command, to curb excesses on the road this season, this November month, because you know that a lot of people are going to be traveling, a lot of people are going to be on the road, going for festivals, going for parties and all that. And some people don't even know how to drive, some don't know the safety measures and all that. What is being put in place by road safety to ensure that we don't have an upsurge of calamity on the road?
Thank you very much. Let me pick it up from the impression that some people don't know how to drive. If you don't know how to drive, you don't have any business being on the road. Because the understanding of FRSC is that before you are given your driver's license, you must have been tutored on the rudiments of driving before you go for your proficiency test, before you get your driver's license. So everybody on the road that holds a driver's license is expected to have gone through that process. But despite that, we know there could be omissions, there could be mistakes, there could be deliberate attempts by some people to imbibe the culture of a terrible driving style at the detriment of other road users. That's the essence of establishment of Federal Safety Corps in the first instance. And in the last more than 30 years, we have been managing traffic as the lead agency in Nigeria on Nigerian roads, creating a safe motoring environment for Nigerians. And for this year, we didn't wait until September before we started hopping our games as regards preparing the road. Right from January, we started with sensitization, carrying members of the public along on the need for creating safe motoring environment. We put our strategic goal in place, which number one is to reduce road traffic crashes by 15% and the fatality incline road traffic crashes by 20%. That's our number one goal as strategy. And we also build the capacity of our men as number two goal to meet up with the demands of our strategic goal on regular basis. What are the things they are supposed to know? Many of them are being sent to training school, giving capacity workshops and seminars just to enable them perform better in the course of their job. While number three is carrying along our stakeholders. We have so many stakeholders that, the issue of having safety on our roads is not just about FRSC. So many people are involved. All the transport unions, all the corporate transport organizations, we have the various agencies, our fellow enforcement agencies, so many companies that have logistics line of business. All these people are our stakeholders. We have strong bond and relationship with them. And finally, we've been able to improve on all our products in codes, all the process we put in place, concepts to enhance safety on our roads. We have the safety load, we have the driving school standardization, we have the road safety transport standardization scheme, the one we call RTSS, for corporate transport organizations to harmonize their activities. And you can just mention all that we put in place to make sure that at the end of the day, what we intend to generate, which is free sanity and free movement on our road is achieved. And these are the things we have done. But at the peak of it now, which we started, because we know from September, by virtue of our nature and tradition, things started moving higher. Activities all around, economic activity, political activity, social. Some people believe towards the end of the year, that's when it's required for them to run their weddings, to run societies. That's why you see upsurge in traffic. And so many people are coming from outside the country back to the country to meet with their loved ones. So you now see, and somebody will tell you, I want to buy a car in December. I want to move to my house in December. So our activity revolves around that period. That's why we see high vehicular movement. And when you have high vehicular movement, tendency of mistakes are there. Chaotic situation that will lead to crashes. And that's why FRSC is always intervening. So nothing has changed.
Talking about one-way drivers or people who ply one-way routes, saying that traffic is too much and probably what do you have to say to them this season?
Traffic is too much and we're probably in a hurry. And you have close to 1,000 vehicles moving towards the same direction, all having the same impression that traffic is much, and all of us should go against the traffic. Even you, where will you go to? At times you ask them, the Igbo man says, penny wise, pounds foolish. When you say you are in a hurry and you go against the traffic and you create a gridlock, will you eventually be able to get to your destination? When the rule says everybody should face a direction, as far as FRSC is concerned, a man that deliberately goes against the traffic, the man's psychological evaluation to confirm that is in its right sense. Because if I have to cross the road and traffic is coming from the left, the rule says this is where I will expect traffic. And unfortunately, the man that is going against the traffic picks me up from the right. Is a man in his right sense. So you don't have any justification whatsoever for allowing that to happen. And that's why FRSC, we have zero tolerance to it. We have sanctions against it. And thank God for the policy of the states now. Your guess is as good as mine.
Okay. Talking about, I know you've talked about this before, but let me just, I want a broader perspective. Driver education. When we talk about driver education, it's a process where people are schooled on what to do on the road. Okay, that's from my layman perspective of understanding. Can you help me shed more light on what we mean by driver education for the layman outside there who don't understand it like me?
When we talk of driver education, is just as it sounds, is educating a man on the rudiments depending on the area you want him to learn. Like for drivers now, is educating him on the rudiments of knowing what it takes to use the roads in a proper way for safety to be sustained, which is different from public enlightenment. Public enlightenment is at the periphery of it. I'm just trying to pass information to you as regards what is expected of you on the use of the road, which is an integral part of driver's education. Driver's education is going deeper, taking more time, giving you a proud understanding. Is assume you don't know at all. You are tutored in how to keep the road safe. Public enlightenment could be a reminder. It's like I had to go to school to learn a particular discipline. That is education. While going to seminars, going to workshop, is for me to build on what I was already tutored on. That's why driver's education is for that man that is about to get driver's license. He has to go through driving school. That's why they call it a school. he is assuming he does not know anything about driving or safety. So he goes through school, he's tutored on highway code, he's tutored on rudiments of driving and what have you. So after you have gone to school and you got your driver's license, whatever comes up later is an addition. That's what we call public enlightenment. Somebody is not even interested in driving or going to driving school or driving at all, but is still enlightened on what safety is all about. That's just the difference between. But there's, it's just in between. They are all together.
Okay, so lastly now, what should or would be done to traffic offenders?
The act is there. The Establishment Act of Federal Safety Corps specified the offences and the fines and punishments, and it can also be taken to the process specify that if you don't want to pay fines, you can waive it and demand to go to court. And at the same time, if you are given a ticket and you still within some time and you fail to make the fine payment, you can be taken to court. And we also have provision for mobile court, which is an intervention that comes up regularly. We don't ask you to go and pay fines as regards tickets. We take you before the magistrate, who decides on the offense that you are going to be, the fines you are going to pay, and you pay into government treasury. So all these ones are we have a series of offenses, close to about 42 offenses that you can fall victim, and we have various fines attached to it and points.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.